not merely seeing reality, it is touching the truth.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Chronic Gamer. My name is Matt, and this is my final thoughts and redirect for episode 65 of My Hero Academia. Like I said in the reaction, this is going to be the dubbed. I only watched the dub for My Hero Academia. Like I said again in the reaction, I used to watch this in sub when I used to be a sub watcher, and it was fantastic, don't get me wrong. But when I switched to watching dubs, which was for season 3 is when I switched over to watching this in dub. I really fell in love with the dub. I think it's just as good. It's every bit as good as the sub is. So yeah, that's my preferred method. So I'll be watching these as the dubbed episodes release. So if the dub does fall behind, I'm gonna wait until the dub episode is released. I'm not gonna just watch it in sub. So yeah, this was a great episode and the true first episode of this season, because I guess the last episode I mistakenly thought it was canon, but I guess it was filler. So that reporter dude is not even a real character in this series. So I was worried about nothing, but oh well. So yeah, we had some shit go down already in this episode. We had the Yakuza, of all people, and I had no idea, like, I never saw this coming, the Yakuza being around in the My Hero Academia time, which we don't know. I don't think they've ever said what time, like, what year My Hero Academia takes place. We know it takes place in Japan, but, like, it takes place after several generations of superheroes spawn, so I don't know if the superheroes started spawning, like, a while back in its present time, or if this is, like, a future Japan, and we're still before, like, us here in the real world are still, like, before superheroes and quirks and stuff. Or maybe I'm just way overthinking it because it's anime and whatever. But it would be interesting to know exactly when this is supposed to take place. If somebody does know, like if they mentioned it in the manga or something, as long as it's not a spoiler, let me know. But yeah, the Yakuza came and met with the League of Villains, and at first I thought they wanted to join the League of Villains, but it seems like they want to take over the League of Villains. They mentioned that the Yakuza is not the big gang that it used to be. It's more like they like do side jobs and little dirty work for bigger groups like the League of Villains. But this leader of the Yakuza seems to be a badass. Like, he showed up and he told him his terms, and when Shigaraki was pretty much like, F you, this is my place, I'm the new leader here, he started just killing people, and that shit was fucking crazy. Like, I think he only killed one guy, but he seriously fucked up the other dude, and he would have killed more if they kept coming at him. I'm not sure how he did it. He had like some pin needle thing that shot out that like blew the dude up. Like, I'm not sure how that works. It reminds me a little bit of, if anyone's seen Naruto, it reminds me a little bit of like the exploding humans type thing. Like, he like swelled up and then boom! And blood shot out everywhere. That was probably one of the most gory things we've seen in this show to date. But I heard that the manga gets a lot bloodier as it goes on, so that'll be interesting to see. I don't know if it'll be this season or what, but yeah. Another thing that I want to see is Shigaraki inherit All For One. Because we know that All For One is actually nearing the end of his life, and he found Shigaraki as his first successor. Or I should say his successor, but the first successor to All For One. And so it'll be interesting to see how that quirk manifests in Shigaraki and how he'll utilize it with his decay ability. I don't know if that'll be this season or later down the road, or if it even happens at all. Something might happen where it doesn't happen at all, but that's something that I'm looking forward to seeing. We got to see Midoriya getting ready to start his work study, which I completely forgot about. They mentioned at the end of the last season, but he's going to meet up with All Might's former sidekick. I think they called him Night Eye. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they called him Night Eye. And they said like he's a really intense guy, but he loves to laugh, which is really silly. So it kind of reminds me a little of like King Kai. Like King Kai wouldn't train Goku until he made him laugh. And what's his name? The dude who falls through the ground and becomes naked and shit. I forget his name, but he told him like, yeah, you got to make him laugh, and I'll introduce you, and maybe he'll take you on for the work study. It's interesting though because I guess he said something to All Might back in the day, and All Might feels bad because it ended up playing out the exact way that he said it would. So I'm sorry I keep hitting the desk and shaking the camera a little bit, but I guess All Might's a little ashamed or something about how things turned out with himself, and he didn't want to. I guess he can't really face Night Eye right now. I'm guessing he'll face him later, and maybe we'll see a resolution to whatever that is. But right now he couldn't introduce him, so he asked that dude who gets naked to do it, because he's already in a work study with the guy, I guess. And yeah, Midoriya showed up, and he made me laugh. I'll tell you what, that was one of the funniest things I've seen in this show. We've seen him do the All Might impression before, but this was like way funnier. And he explained how he practiced it for like a long time trying to imitate All Might. And yeah, it got me laughing. I really like that comic relief. I think, because at the end, he was like, "Are you making fun of All Might?" or something like that. I think that he's just fucking with him. Like, when the next episode starts, he's probably going to start laughing and be like, "Nah, I'm messing with you," or whatever. Or he can be completely wrong and he's really offended and tells him to get the fuck out. I have no idea, but that's my prediction, is that he's just fucking with them to make himself laugh even more. Like a practical joke or something. So, yeah, this was a really fun, real first episode of this season, and I am super excited to see how this season plays out, because, like I said, I don't read the manga, so I have absolutely no idea where this show is going, but it'll be interesting to see Deku develop his shoot style. It'll be interesting to see if he gets accepted in this work study and how he trains, and what happens with the League of Villains this time around. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. I really liked it, and I cannot wait for the rest of this season. So, let me know what you think in the comments section, and if you haven't already, like and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Chronic Gamer. Peace.